Okay, we've got rapid fire with Leslie. Leslie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're so ready. You were born ready. I feel like you were born ready.
All set.
Woohoo! Okay, so we got 25 questions, rapid fire, rapid answers. If you are stuck, you say pass. Your goal is to get as quickly through it as you can and to not pass once. Cool?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to count us down from 5 and then I'm going to go. Ready?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is your favorite type of weather?
Autumn.
What is your favorite store?
Nordstrom.
What time do you usually wake up in the morning?
5:45.
What was your favorite subject in school?
English.
Where did you grow up?
Thunder Bay.
Name a 4-letter word that starts with the letter B.
Boot.
Who is your hero?
My mother.
Where did you go on your last vacation?
New York City.
What were you afraid of as a child?
Oh my gosh, everything.
One subject you would like to learn more about?
Astronomy.
What dish do you cook best?
Popcorn.
Who is your favorite Disney character?
An Ariel.
Finish the phrase, the way to my heart is...
Authenticity.
What is your favorite way to work out?
HIIT training.
Have you ever won a contest?
Yes.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes.
Do you enjoy running?
Yes.
What would your 12-year-old self think you were cool?
Yes.
Do you shower at night or in the morning?
Either.
Would you rather fly or have super strength?
Fly.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Morning or evening?
Morning.
Salty or sweet?
Salty.
How do you want loved ones to remember you?
Compassionate.
Yay! Woohoo! Rapid fire complete with Leslie!
Oh my gosh. I thought it was like when you go to the eye doctor and they're like, this one or that one. You're like confused.
You're amazing. So fun. Oh my gosh. Did you love it?
That was fun. That wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be.
I learned some cool things about you too. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Oh, we only got one more rapid fire left.
One more. I know. What? Wow.
I'm living until I'm dying, Tracy.
How many friggin', oh my gosh, like my life is still fabulous after a no. Like that is really profound and important for us to remember. Like that's just like rejection is in our heads.
You know what she said on the Zoom? She said you get your it's like 9 no's until a yes. So every time you get a no, just do a big check mark and say, yes, I'm almost to the yes. She's like a master of reframing,
you have to go out there and talk to a lot of strange men in the mall to get your yes. I feel like things might get a little bit silly now, people, because
I know
our brains might be turning slightly mushy.
There needs to be wine in this, but
that would not work well right now.
Fall asleep.
I gotta hold it together for these like incredible women that honestly, like, I'm just, I'm sitting here thinking about all of this coming to an end, and it's not the end. It's the first step to the next step. And that's really important for us to remember when we think about all of this that we're learning and we're like, oh my gosh, and it's amazing. It's not about you taking it all in and completely reinventing yourself today. And I really had to get moved through that mindset because I always think big and I want more. And like my family is like, Mom, relax. Actually, I am relaxed. But you know what? I need to relax into the next phase, not expecting the phase that's going to happen in a year from now to happen quickly. Like, let go of quick, let go of fast. Let's just focus on what's one thing I can do today that I could have done yesterday. Simple.
I
And
like
that one
replacing
thing.
a bad habit, like one bad habit with one good habit too. I think that's kind of along the same lines, isn't it?
Feed what you want to nurture. Feed what you want to nurture. So if you want to feed your fear, you want to feed your excuses, you want to feed the energy around you that you're just isn't making you bring you joy. If you want to feed that, then feed it. But what you feed, what you nurture, what you give more attention to is what's going to come more of in your world. And if you're not sure about that, well, go and give it a try. Think about something that you really, really, really want, or something you just put the energy into. Oh, this is going to be this. This is going to suck. This is going to be this. I already learned about that, and I drove it. And I'm telling you right now, it's nuts how fast. Like if I have a thought in my head and it's not serving me, if I don't move through that, and sometimes you have to demand it to go away. You have to be like, that's not happening. And I told you before, I 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it, and it hits my prefrontal cortex, which removes it. And all of a sudden, you're back in the game again. So I can nurture what I want, go back to the things I want. And one of the best things I do every day is I write down what I want. Like I'll write it down right now. And I'll write it with the beginning. I am so happy. I am so grateful that la 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 la. This is done. This is done. This is done.
It's a point, isn't it important to keep it in the present tense, right? Or like it has happened. Is that kind of like, you don't say I will be, you say I am. Is that right? Or
because you have to embody it like it's happened now, because here's the thing, your mind doesn't actually know the difference. It doesn't know the difference. We have to play in this playground of understanding. We're rewiring ourselves every day if you want to. And if you do that, like this is why I listen to Joe Dispenza all the time. Twice a day I listen to Joe Dispenza. And he really helps me rewire my mind. And it's a practice. I've been practicing this for 4 years. 4 years. Like literally 4 years. So, and here's the really simplicity of it. When we talk about, if you get the book, Think and Grow Rich, everyone should get that book. There's a section there called auto-suggestion. Everything that we believe about ourselves right at this moment has been auto-suggested into our minds. Repetition, repetition, repetition. This is how we believed all these things. And it started when we were young, and then we just kept believing it. And because we believed it, what you nurture, you get more of. So you believe this, so you're gonna find relationships and environments that support what you believe. And then all of a sudden, this belief is just this ball of energy that's like, and all of a sudden you're like, something might happen to you in life, or you get a wake-up call and you're like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this belief. So now you need to actually plant in and auto-suggest and repetition a new belief. And at the same time, you need to release the other one. And you have to release the other one by finding gratitude for it. It's not going to go away if you're angry at it. You need to find gratitude, because the gratitude will actually turn it and make it less powerful in terms of how it's not supporting you, in terms of I'm grateful that happened, or I'm grateful for that experience, because without it, I wouldn't have experienced this. And now I'm so blessed that I'm here. You can turn anything into a beautiful moment. You really can. I mean, that might be difficult to say with some of the stories we've heard today, but I'm going to tell you it's not, because these beautiful souls turned traumatic situations into something beautiful, and they've moved into their power, and they didn't let it hold them back. And these are the people you need in your corner. You need them all lined up. So we got the we have the 19th of the 20th speaker today. 20 interviews.
Is that right? 14. Yeah.
19th of the 20. Okay. So Leslie and I were very new, our relationship, and we got on a call, and this is a woman who, is in that 20-second decision making. Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. Yes, she said. Yes, she said. Yes, she said. She is a freaking yes girl. She's into fitness. She does amazing things. She's got an incredible business. So much love, so incredible. And I cannot wait for you guys to meet her. Leslie she's another powerhouse. She's a force. You'll feel it as soon as she starts talking. Let's bring Leslie into this gorgeous circle of ours and let her celebrate herself with all of us. Bring it in, Jen.
Leslie is a remarkable mindset and weight release coach. By the way, I love the whole reframing of that. Dedicated to rekindling the zest for life in driven women, helping them shed old thought patterns, paving the way for resilience, abundance, and wellness. Boasting 2 decades of rich experience, including serving as a former anchor and reporter from Canada's largest private network, CTV, she's a certified consultant with the Proctor Gallagher Institute, a culinary nutrition specialist, and a certified personal trainer. Leslie helps people turn fleeting motivation into enduring transformation. Leslie!
Hi!
Wow.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Happy birthday!
Thank you. What an
Talk
amazing
about
way.
major celebrations, right? Oh my gosh.
So much. How did I miss that you were a reporter?
Yes. In my past life, I was a reporter and anchor. Yeah, I did that for over a decade and actually, I was feeling very similar to what I was feeling like before a live newscast as I was waiting for you guys. And I'm watching the chat about the song. Like people are saying, oh, this song again. And it was just like what used to be in the newsroom when you'd be waiting and like the producers would be talking. Anyway, what a great space. Congratulations. Are you pinching yourself or what? Like this is real. It is cool. Amazing.
Beyond. Like I had a vision, Leslie, and I shared you my vision.
Yes.
But really, truly, I had to do a lot of surrendering into the release of the expectation of the vision was there, but how it was going to unfold, I had to let go of all my control, and all the right people came in and the right operating, and then I had to make some bold decisions to execute it. And I did. And honestly, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. And from my perspective, it's been flawless.
It's great. Way to go.
And
amazing.
Fun. Wow. So cool. Okay. Well, we have a love for fitness and moving our bodies and for health and for helping women feel empowered to move their bodies and to embrace their inner true beauty first, and then allow themselves to like really celebrate this body that they have and to nurture it and love it and all the things. And I think that there's so much negative toxic energy around the gyms and around trainers and around what we should do and what we shouldn't do. Like I remember women would come up to me, Leslie, they'd be like, okay, should I work out 7 days a week? Should I do double classes sometimes? Should I do cardio every day? Like, and I asked them, I said, where did that come from? Like, share with me why you're thinking all those things. It's really crazy. And women would come in and they literally have their heads down like they were ashamed to be at the gym. They didn't think that they belonged there. They didn't think they were worthy of being there. And I learned, and I know when we spoke first chat, if I was to go back, mindset would be massively built into everything that I had done. And I didn't know at the time. Now I know. And thank God there's people like you that are really incorporating the two together in a beautiful way. And I absolutely love it. And I love how you use the word weight release. Release. Not weight loss.
Emotional. Nope. It's all emotional
Isn't that amazing?
And it's funny you mentioned the gym environment and people coming up to you, because I can remember, just like you working in the gym, like that's how I put myself through school. But I always felt it just wasn't a comfortable place, and there was a lot of judgment. And it's actually one of the main reasons I started my business, my fitness side of my business, because I wanted to create a safe space. And then, of course, understanding the mindset piece is key. And actually, it's interesting because the conversation you were having, the two of you, before we started this, is key to, what we're talking about today, is that subconscious program, that belief, releasing what's not serving you, forgiving it, putting some new powerful, empowering programs in there. It's all connected. And you're right, like you've got to have that first.
You have to. That's the foundation. It's the foundation. And we have this mindset too, that we want like, you know, we want everything to happen, instant gratification. How quickly can I have abs? How quickly can I be able to do this and this? And it's like, wow, like where did that expectation come from outside of
right.
us? And we gave it
Right.
all the power. And then we
So
expect to
true.
actually meet those expectations. And it's like, we didn't even really choose them. We chose them, but we don't even know why we chose them. They've just been imprinted into our minds. And then we're
That's
kind
true.
of setting ourselves up for failure before we even get started.
Yeah, it's like I like to call it mass consciousness, right? And so we're giving the power to mass consciousness, not really asking ourselves what we want. And a lot of the language, especially today, that has been discussed is what, you know, I talk about all the time, the importance of vision and really understanding who you want to show up as every single day. The self-image script is key. And when it comes to your wellness and I like to use the term weight release because so much of what we struggle with has to do with emotions and forgiveness and the judgment and the perfectionism that we place on ourselves every single day. And we kind of just have to start where we're at and just kind of let it go and decide who we want to be every single day and just show up. Who was it who makes the list of their values? Oh my gosh, she was an amazing speaker. Was it? And she made a list of her core values on her computer. And then that's what she looks, is it Tanya? It was Tanya. And she looks at it
Yes.
every single day. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so powerful. But the biggest thing that I teach clients is, first of all, before you do anything, before you sign for a fitness program, a nutrition program with the intention of releasing weight, you need to get your vision clear first, because 96 to 98% of everything we do is a subconscious program. I think Debbie mentioned that. And that means that it's kind of like our cell phone, right? Like if our apps are slow and they're not working, we don't continue to put new stuff in them. We either upgrade our phone, right? Or we fix our phone and we empty it. And it's the same thing with our program. If we're trying to do something new with health or fitness or wellness, but we're still operating with the same phone, what's going to happen? We're not going to get the results we want, right?
Same
It's so
results.
important.
No, exactly. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. And I think, you know, even, you know, when we change the outside look, like even if women quickly lose weight, they haven't accepted the woman who's lost the weight. They're still that same woman. And that's why they gain it right back.
So true.
They
And
haven't
that's the
changed.
self-image.
It's all about the self-image. And
that's how
really that intention in the beginning is going to serve you so well moving forward.
Yeah, because if you are still seeing yourself as unhealthy, as unfit, as unmotivated, even if you get quick results, you're just going to go back. It's like the autopilot of the plane. Like you're going to veer
100%.
off, you know, for turbulence and you're coming back. So yeah, that's why the image is so important. And, you know, yes, it's wonderful to move and it's wonderful to, you know, clean up your food. But before you do anything, you've got to spend time on what's my vision? Who do I want to show up as? And I'm worth it, right? I'm worth the time to think about this and the investment of money. We've been talking about the importance of having to invest in yourself. It's so true. So anyway, that's where I start with clients.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So I would love to know, because I'm all like, you know, everyone's sharing stories here and being vulnerable and really showing up, because that, I know that is not always easy to do, but it allows people to feel really, really connected to you. Because, you know, when people see, like, I remember people come to me at the gym and they're like, wow, like they would look at me like I was this, like, I don't know, superhuman. And I'm thinking, you've no idea. Like, I mean, at the time I was going through so many things, but I didn't allow myself to be vulnerable. So they didn't really know. And if I had of, they probably would have felt a deeper connection to me, but I was afraid to do that at the time. So I want to ask you, like, can you share through your journey of, you know, what brought you to doing what you're doing, and what your biggest get out of her damn way moment has been, that defining moment that really, really made a big shift for you?
Well, you know, I think it's important to mention that I struggled with weight through the early part of my life, especially into adolescence, as we become kind of awkward in that stage. And I remember standing on stage for ballet classes and having everyone around me feeling like I was the biggest one on the stage. Maybe there's people out there who can relate to that, and that never feels good. And I was always interested in that. And as I got a little bit older, you know, into, I would say, teenage years, I discovered fitness. fitness and I started to work out, and I really discovered the power of healthy habits, positive habits on what they can do. But as I got into my later years, just in professional career, I realized that it's not about the fitness. It's actually about how you look at yourself and the mindset of who you see yourself as. And do you see yourself as this healthy, fit, energized person, or are you seeing yourself as someone who's tired and sluggish? And so for me, that really made a difference. And so I started my news career, and I was wanting to go to the next level with news. I was thinking, I'm going to do CNN, I'm going to do all this stuff. So I hired a coach. And what I realized through that process is I was actually out of line with my true values, which was pumping the world up. And I think was it Martha who doesn't listen to the news at all? Like, I get that. I was in the news and I don't even listen to the news, because you become what is around you. And so, right. And so I, through that process, realized like I was out of my step. Like that just wasn't where I needed to be. And so I went back to fitness because I had always been teaching it. And I kind of used the principles that you're discussing that you did for this summit. Like, you're just going to connect with something, you're going to do it, and you don't know how, but you're going to do it. And I was, studying, I was a Bob Proctor consultant back then. I've been studying this material for probably 17 years. And I just used that to build a business. And now I teach women about their mindset. And if they're struggling, it's actually an opportunity to go deep, really make a shift. And it's part of the journey, right? It's part of the journey, and really use that as a catalyst for some real big shifting in not just health and wellness, but it translates into all other areas of your life.
Yeah. Going deep is really, from my experience, one of the biggest opportunities that I had to really, really build the strongest foundation for me to continue stepping into what I meant to do, and not realizing how surface level most of us live. Like, we just accept our first answer. We don't really ask ourselves powerful questions. We don't even give ourselves space to do that because we're so busy, right? And we're just go, 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 go. And we don't, like on the breaks, I sit outside and I just let the sun on my face. And I just close my eyes and I take a moment. And we've become so accustomed to feeling a certain way, like even with your bodies, with your mind, with your energy levels, all of these things. And that's our normal. We don't even know what it feels like to be in a different space. And until you actually take yourself out of it and experience something different, you have no idea. And, I think that's the power of, being with someone like yourself who can actually help you just experience something you haven't experienced yet before and go, whoa, this is what it could be like. Like, this is what living actually is supposed to feel like. Wow.
There's that lovely metaphor about the fleas in the jar. I don't know if you've heard this, but the fleas are in a jar and you put a lid on the top, and then the fleas try to jump out, but they can only go as high as the lid. And then when you take the lid off, the fleas only jump as high as the lid, because they've lived with that lid in their lives for so long, they don't know how to jump out. Yeah. So it's important. It's important to know that, that you can do what you want to do. There's no limitations. This whole, I'm getting old, I can't do it, I can't move. No, focusing on possibility rather than limitation is a massive shift. Where you put your energy is, that's your focus. That's what's going to grow.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. So walk me through a client, maybe a client case study. Like, so someone came to you, because we know, I always focus on the pillars, right? 2 of our life, and health has to be in there. And what about health, right? So health could be how you take care of your home in terms of toxins in your home, and living a healthy lifestyle can have multiple components. So when someone comes to you and they're like, I'm ready for a change. What do you find? What do you like? How do you walk them through that? And even before that, what do you think is their biggest obstacle at that point that continues to fester until they break through that?
Well, there's so many answers to that question, but I would say, when I'm working with clients, I see especially driven women. It's that criticism piece that's really big, that judgment piece. Here's what I used to be like. Why can't I do this anymore? If I can't do it 100%, why do it at all? And so I think the biggest thing to do is we have to drop judgment and realize where we are now isn't a reflection of our potential. It's just a reflection of all the thoughts we've been thinking to this point, right? Thoughts really become things. And this is what I teach. Thoughts equal feelings, equal actions, equal results. You think something, it causes you to feel something. Feeling something causes you to take a certain action, and taking that action gives you certain results. So if you say to yourself, okay, you sign up for a program, I can never stick to a program. Okay, you sign up for something that you're like, oh my gosh, I can never do this. You not feel confident. You feel like what you're not going to follow it. And then you're going to, of course, take that action. And what does that person do who feels that way? They're probably going to quit. They're going to say, why bother? And then you're not going to get the results. But if you're thinking, I can do this, and you're going to feel, hey, empowered people take specific actions, and then that's going to give you a certain result. But it's important to know, and I explain this to everybody, that everything we're doing is a program. So we have to become aware of that program and then rewire it. So to answer your question, the first thing I'd say is let's create a vision. Okay. Just like, Debbie said, you got to know your goal. You got to know your vision. And you can't let yourself stand in the way of that. You got to get out of your own damn way. You got to think, how do I want to live my life? Do I want to be able to run after my grandkids? What does that look like for me? Do I want to run up the stairs and not feel winded? Do I want to be able to shop in those stores that I've wanted to shop in for so long? And what does that look like? And then have the courage to put it down. And then once we get that image, we need to do the next step. And that is, what are the stories that I've been telling myself that are getting in the way of my success? So if I'm always saying I'm tired, if I'm always saying this is never going to work, if I'm always saying I don't like vegetables, those are stories that we tell ourselves, and everything is neutral. It's the spin we put on it. So we got to be aware of those things we tell ourselves, thoughts and beliefs, and then we have to change them with some affirmative statements, and then we got to reprogram the mind. Like, you were saying, you read your self-image script over it, and it's the same thing. You got to keep reading it. Spaced repetition or emotional impact is the only way to change a program, or what's known as a paradigm. So every day you got to put the work into it. That's the work that has to be done along with or before you're taking the other steps. And once you do this, this is the cool thing. We're going to get hits of inspiration as to what's going to work for us, because it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
No.
Some people love Pilates. Some people love spinning. You used to teach spinning. Spinning is amazing. Some people just like to walk. But until you have your image, you're not going to know what's going to be right for you until you do the work. Then you're going to get hit with inspiration. It might be fasting. It might be, you might be vegan. Everything is different, but you have to do the work first. Otherwise, all we're doing is we're not treating the symptoms. We're treating the symptoms. We're not treating the cause, right? We're treating the symptoms. We're not treating the cause. Kind of like a Band-Aid approach. Yeah. So that's kind of the process I go through. But the support is needed because the paradigm is really strong. It's going to tell you, I'm too tired to do this. Why bother? It's not going to work, because it's like that reptilian part of your brain that wants to keep you cozy and comfortable. So you've got to be aware.
A new default pattern, right? You have to create a new default, because your default will always be there until it's not. And you have to be responsible enough to create that new default. And then once you do, you actually will look back and go, I couldn't even be that way if I wanted to anymore. I can't. It's just not even possible. That's a really cool, amazing place to be. But it does take time. It takes perseverance and it takes persistence. And, what I've found too is shift your perspective. Like, as soon as you shift your perspective on something, all of a sudden you reclaim your power back, right? Totally. Like, if your perspective is like, shift your perspective. It's like, and if you've got a perspective that something isn't going to work, or, I'm going to try this, I'm probably not going to like it, or why bother, or, I don't really have time, because if I do this and this person's, I'm not gonna be home in time to make dinner for the kids, or like literally like
On and on. Yeah.
on and on and on and on. Like that's just a record player just going around and around and around. And we all have done it. We've all been there.
Yes.
But the only way is to like, and I love going after each one, you know, in its own way, because then we feel like, okay, like this keeps popping up, and I'm gonna reframe this. I'm gonna shift my perspective, and I'm gonna use the steps that Leslie's giving me so I can actually move through this. And then every time you do that, you're like, wow, this is friggin' awesome.
Yes.
And you're willing to try other things too. Like maybe try that and know that you have you're your own boss, your own CEO of your queendom. And if you don't like it, then don't do it. And it's okay.
Yes. Yeah. And if you have the vision, here's the thing though, if you have a really clear vision that you're emotionally involved with, and you're reading that and looking at that every day of the person you want to show up as, that's going to motivate you to actually take action. A lot of times we're trying to do things without the vision or the emotional why, I like to call it, behind us. And that's just not going to fly when you're tired, when work is busy, or you've got 50,000 things happening. But if you know, I show up as the best version of me because when I get moving, I raise my vibe, or I feel more confident, and I know what I give it to myself, I'm going to give 100-fold to those around me. That's going to get you doing what you need to do. And the other thing I wanted to mention is this is a big forgiveness piece. Actually, the beautiful talk the other day about money really reminded me about working with your self-image and weight release, because there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of forgiveness needed. And so one of the gifts that for I've got for you is it's a body appreciation meditation, because it can be very helpful to just kind of see your body in a new way, so that when you walk by the mirror, you're not saying to yourself, how many of us do this? I can't look in the mirror, or I don't want to look at myself, or, you know, I don't like to look at myself in pictures. Well, we've got to work on that, and we've got to appreciate and start from where we are now to move forward into that next stage. It's got to be from a place of love. We don't want to punish ourselves with exercise or punish ourselves with food deprivation. We want to move from a place of love, because that's who we are and that's who we want to show up as. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think, you know, the deeper the connection is with yourself, you actually, because I think what we do is we're disconnected from we're disconnected from ourselves. So we put ourselves in a place where we feel like we're in comparison mode, and when we just right, and we need, but the deeper connected you are to yourself, it helps you create that vision and why you actually like, what is your, like, when I look at people now, I don't look at their exterior, I look at their souls. I look at people. We're all beautiful souls, we're all connected. I always say we're all sisters here, right? And really truly, like that, the your vision will not only serve you, it's going to serve so many other people too. Because your vision is truly who you are. So the deeper you are connected to yourself, you're going to be able to connect to that vision and create that vision. And that a vision can feel heavy, purpose can feel heavy, but really it's just about, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel?
How do you want to feel? Who do you want to show up as? Yeah. And it's worth the time and investment, because remember that statistic, and Debbie shared it too. 96 to 98% of all our results are a subconscious program. So we got to change that program, right? And we have to do that by creating a better program that we can put in there. And there's a reason for us to do that. So it's worth the time, the investment of time to figure that out. It's incredible, this work. I mean, it's done tremendous things for my life. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's amazing. Front load this work. Right? You want to front load it in a way that isn't just about you doing the gym stuff. It's about front loading, meaning, right? Setting the foundation, set the stage. It's like, I'm going to go and cook this beautiful recipe. Well, you're ready. You're in there with your recipe and you don't have anything in your fridge. And I got to go and do this. Prepare yourself, get everything you need, get it all ready. And now you're going to actually start making your recipe with everything that you need, and you're going to feel confident, and you're going to have a stronger foundation, because you know,
and it's going to be easier.
It's going to be easier, more flow, right? Flow. And that is huge.
Flow.
Yeah, so good, so good. Wow. Yeah, you are a wise woman who you have a very beautiful rooted confidence in you, Leslie, that I felt the first time I spoke with you, and you were just obviously being in this work for 17 years has served you very, very well. And now you're using it to serve other women. And that's just really beautiful.
Thank you.
So what would one thing be that you would just say to a woman who's just getting started? What's one thing you could share?
I would say, understand that small steps add up big time. So we try to overcomplicate things. Take it easy, take it slow. We have something within our fitness program. We call them WMMs. It's movement, mindset, and water. Okay, so we got to get water. You talked about water. We need water, right? I would say you start there.
I'm a big water snob.
You start there. You start with water. You hydrate your body. You get everything working properly. It's going to give you, it's the wellness foundation. And then you're just going to move your body, whatever that means to you. I always say to people, it's great if you join, our fitness class is amazing, but that may not be your jam. You get out, you walk, and, you go for hikes, whatever works for you. And then, of course, the mindset piece is really remembering your vision and understanding that your conversation that you have with yourself about yourself when no one is listening creates your results. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It really does. So are you telling yourself I'm not worth it? Or are you telling yourself I'm fat? I mean, you think of when your kids were learning to walk and they started to walk and they fell down. You didn't say, what the heck are you doing? Get up. I can't believe you fell. Like, can't you get it right? You pick them up and you say, come on.
You encourage them.
Do this. Yeah, you are amazing. It's one step at a time. You've got this. And we have to be that way to ourselves because that's what works. It's not the berating. It's not that kind of coaching. It's the kindness. It's the, understanding resilience and the love behind it that makes such a difference. So if anyone can take anything away from that, you are amazing.
Yes,
that's
so good. It takes courage to do anything great in our lives. It takes courage, and encouragement breeds courage. So encourage yourself. Encourage yourself all day, every day. You got to be your biggest hero. Someone said that too. You got to be your biggest hero. I love it. You're amazing. You're not only beautiful, you're so talented, you're wise, you're incredible. I'm so happy that you're in this circle. And I just really appreciate you saying yes to getting out of your own damn way and coming and sharing your wisdom with us. And jump into this amazing Leslie's breakout session. She's going to rock your world. She's going to give you some incredible golden nuggets, more than what she just shared, and make them really resonate with you. Go in and ask her questions, right? Right, Leslie? Like, bring it on. You're ready.
Come on, I'm here. Whatever you need.
Fire Leslie. Woohoo! Amazing. Thank you, beautiful Bella.